자, 아침 6시 23분이 지나는데 룸 1에서 책 좀 읽겠습니다. Be a sales superstar. 21 great ways to sell more, faster, easier in tough markets. But now they've become our best customers and they recommend us to their friends. The 22 immutable laws of marketing, violate them at your own risk. They all looked alike. USA. Saugerties, just 7 miles east of Woodstock. It's not nearly as quaint and feels comparably like the big city, but there are 2 highly recommended places to sleep. The legacy letters. Messages of life and hope from 9/11 family members. He'd delayed his trip to spend an extra day with Rocky. Paul was 45 years old. Get the job you want, even when no one's hiring. Take charge of your career. Find a job you love and earn one you deserve. Served as spokesperson for all media, community relations, and public affairs activities, creating an image as the #1 supermarket in the region. 101 Design Method, a structured approach for driving innovation in your organization. Step 3, analyze the clusters and overlaps. Analyze clusters. Understand the entities in the clusters and label them. Adoption land, from opens to activist. Informed consent, a person's agreement to allow something to happen that is based on a full disclosure of facts needed to make the decision intelligently. Not for free, revenue strategies for a new world. Knowing where your expertise lies and where you need help can allow for faster, more effective package innovation. American Dream, The New World, Colonial Times, and Hints of Revolution. Still, it was cold in the room, and the Lizzie had been sitting in that chair near the window for almost an hour. Common sense, how the economy really works, from the global market to the supermarket. The laws and the regulation are there to prevent an investment manager from investing a widow's life savings in very risky securities and to provide some compensation to the widow when the SOB does just that. Moose for Kids. School Journal, Part 3, Number 3, 1977. When it was too dark to see, I had to give up and go home. Destination sundries, featuring beverages, newspapers, and sundry items. Second floor promenade across from Starbucks. Snow Baby, the Arctic childhood of Admiral Robert T. Peary's daring daughter. During the tug of war, someone from the ship called out a warning. The art of polymer clay, creative surface at the apex. Yeah, this result in more concentrated polished pigments colors. Show me how to survive outdoor life. Cut cut a slit in the side of a pillowcase. The leadership secret of Colin Powell. Also, when one connects the dots on a resume, one can discern a pattern of career growth or lack of growth. All this is useful information. Becoming supernatural. How common people are doing the uncommon. Don't wait until someone you love develops shingles. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about your risk. The USA Customs and Institution. The names and faces of both Washington and Lincoln are an important part of American culture. So the lessons for living, tried and true advice from the wisest Americans. So let's listen to the experts on this one. Symphony orchestras and opera companies open and their seasons with staggering the piece. How Google works. This season, the true meaning of consensus. In December 2009, we learned that Google was under attack from hackers. We have a very small kitchen here in the flat, and she preferred to eat separately rather than join the community for meals. The active reader, reading for meaning. Look at the words in bold and find them in the passage. Do What You Want, the book that shows you how to create a career you love. And Without Jones, work closely, followed by personal chores, tend to fill your available time. The Energy Bus, 10 rules to fuel your life, work, and team with positive energy. He's thought about how enthusiasm in trying to get a date with his wife eventually influenced her to give him a shot. The strategist: be the leader your business needs. This is what endures, not a particular purpose, a particular advantage, or a particular strategy, but the ongoing need to add value always. Official guide to the Smithsonian. The locomotive transported passengers from two of America's largest cities, Philadelphia and New York. Dig your well, people, you are the thirsty. The only networking book you'll ever need. As Harvey has pointed out, I'm just a girl who can't say no. Selling the wheel, choosing the best way to sell for you, your company, your customers. Toby, the wizard, was now in her glory. What CEOs really worry about. HBR spoke with the top 3 executives on this year's list to get their views on short-term pressure, managing millennials, and the populist rise against business. More classics to read aloud to your children. We may shut our eyes, but we cannot help knowing that skies are clear and the grass is growing. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What the rich teach their kids about money, that the poor and the middle class do not. So now that you are on your way to becoming more financially literate and skilled at reading numbers, I will show you why this is an example of money being invented. Step 3, Step 2, yes, the gentle art of getting your way. To make your fashion decisions easier, here are 2 simple rules. This makes persuasion difficult, if not impossible. The best American short stories. Can you copy some of these tracks onto my player? She asked, and fished her device out of her bag. The Lord God is my strength, and He will make my feet like hinds feet, and He will make me walk upon mine high places. Habakkuk chapter 3. Why we make the mistakes. Women were willing to sell their lottery tickets for much less than men of the war. The consolation of a philosophy. But M had a friend who, having reflected on the matter, had come to the view that it might be better to blow one's nose straight into one's fingers, depending his action. He asked me why that pilcy mucus should be so privileged that we should prepare fine linen to receive it and then should wrap it up and carry it carefully about on our person. Family first. Your step-by-step plan for creating a phenomenal family. Again, people in general and the children in particular want to be heard. The tools transform your problems into courage, competence, and creativity. These tools are emotional game changers. They can help you work through conflict, get happier, and feel a deep sense of purpose. Hand me down dreams. How families influence our career path and how we can reclaim them. In this less extreme, everyday conflict at work, the challenge is not to determine who is responsible, it's to find new and effective strategies for resolving the problem. Competing for the future. uh, with a new practice by the authors. Not only do Japanese auto forms get a much quicker payback, they need a much smaller payback to reach the black on a particular model. Winning without the losing. 66 of the strategies for succeeding in business while living a happy and balanced life. Try going on a 3-day bike ride, fishing, walking 100 kilometers in a weekend, or perhaps learning to kayak. How to enjoy your life and your job. The advantage that would accrue to you under such an arrangement would be that of a more expeditious discharge of your trucks and the assurance that your biddings would go forward on the date of its receipt. Beyond the pleasure principle. Again, it is easy to identify the primary uh, process. PG process. Psychical process with bees pretty mobile uh, sex and the secondary process with the changes in its bound or tonic uh, sex. The Amazon Way, 14 leadership principles behind the world's most disruptive company. Of course, this bias for action and the willingness to be wrong doesn't mean you can also be wrong repeatedly. Selling to zebras. How to close 90% of the business you pursue faster, more easily, and more profitably. Kurt has worked the process of determining his value drivers very quickly. Bad science, quacks, hacks, and big palmer flax. And these are new countries for which independence and self-rules are recent development, which are struggling to find their commercial fit and true cultural identity after centuries of colonization. Mentoring. Managers guided to mentoring learn how to implement a formal mentoring process in any organization. Anyone in the organization who had responsibility for managing the work of others, senior executives, middle managers, and the post-line supervisors should be expected to fully support the formal mentoring program. Yeah, why some people have it and others don't. Power. Even though participants in the study reported that the agent was under the control of the client and was acting on its behest, they nevertheless rated the client more highly than in situations where the client made the identical statement for himself. Seduced by success, how the best companies survive the 9 traps of winning. The future of this industry may hinge on Boeing versus the Boeing. The logic of life, the rational economics of an irrational world. You might be sitting with righteous indignation, but your vote would likely have no effect whatsoever. How to become a great boss, the rules for getting and keeping the best employees. Never be little, never be little. Never play the top guy or gal. Challenging coaching, going beyond traditional coaching to face the facts. The tension had jumped to another level, but it's not yet redlining. Main idea. A metropolis is a major urban area that includes a large central city surrounded by several smaller incorporated cities and suburbs that join to form one large recognizable municipality. What every real estate investor needs to know about cash flow and the 36 other key financial measures. Calculation 14, cash on cash return. What it means. Although you can calculate the cash on cash return based on projection for any future year, investors tend to look at this measurement as it relates to the expected cash flow in the first year of ownership. Yeah, brand versus private labels, fighting to win. Management decided to continue selling these items in both leadership and competitive market and obtain special displays during active selling period. Second language acquisition. One of the social variables in the model that need to be considered is the extent to which one group is dominant over another. Sway. The irresistible pull of irrational behavior. Their play for 2.3 days of work came to 20 Peruvian souls. The principles of uncertainty. Lincoln knew who he was, even though he would get depressed. How would he not? Big data, big analytics, emerging business intelligence, and analytic trends for today's business. I think there are very good careers to be had in the near future. What is the Super Bowl? Yeah, free to choose, a personal statement. The classic inquiry into the relationship between freedom and economics. The railroads are losing money and are in the process of being taken over by the government. Direct selling success, from Amway to zombies. Because there are no fresh success stories, eventually your group begins to decline. Rules of thumb: 52 truths for winning at biddings without losing yourself. It's the best job in any company to provide insight and independent thinking. The greatest business decision of all time: how Apple, Ford, IBM, Zappos, and others made radical choices that changed the course of business. Taking back a Shrinken shirt from a customer who admitted it was his fault. He hadn't followed the laundering instruction and who wasn't even seeking a refund, just advice on how to undo the damage. Yeah, bringing up boys, practical advice and encouragement for those shaping the next generation of men. As Paul his strength began to ebb, Harper called out to a man clinging onto a piece of timber. "Are you saved?" "No," was the reply. Scaling up excellence, getting to more without the settling for less. As with other effective scaling efforts, they believed and behaved as if their success depended, above all, on the day-to-day grind of implementation. Backing up the wrong tree, the surprising science behind why everything you know about success is wrong. When you look at eminent people, the majority are smarter than average. AP Environmental Science, proven tools to help you score higher. Even when the action is clearly detrimental to the community, such as shooting every last bird. Without laws and regulation, the community has no way to restrict the action. Behaviors and the mindset that ruin careers. The next day, in the light or twilight of hangovers and well-earned guilt feelings, the firing was taken back and Stan was allowed to continue his limp toward the retirement finish line. The ugly duckling goes to work. Sure, I know, said the top. Future shock. Future shock is about what is happening today to people and groups who are overwhelmed by change. Change affects our product, communities, organization, even our patterns of friendship and love. I hate other people. We can't help ourselves. Mother of peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Chapter 6 at creating the road to one world, one street, one global neighborhood. Set down and illustrated by, which I did not understand at all. Mind map book, how to use radiant thinking to maximize your brain's untapped potential. Basic question: how, when, where, why, what, who, which. Harvard Business Review, the 100 best CEOs in the world. Will our partner steal our IP? Unfortunately, Burberry didn't have a lot of that. Ahead of the curve, 3 years at Harvard Business School. The caliber of the classes varied, and it was felt that it was not fair on students in the top class to have their grades compared with those in the imperial one. Succeed, how we can reach our goals with the 9 things successful people do differently. Probably not an easy choice since they all may be important to you. To the limit, pushing yourself to the edge in adventure and in business. Because the first surprise can be the one that takes you out. Guide to the end of Wall Street as you know it. One needed to know about the greatest financial crisis of our time and how to survive it. If they did, they'd just be one big concrete mattress, and a pretty expensive one at that. All was then prepared for a major assault upon the lower town. Coriander. The seeds are one of the oldest recorded spices. To your first year of law school, a student-to-student handbook from a law school survivor. It keeps me focused and within my temporal limitation. Brewing up our biddings. We told her we would send her one of the bars for free if she gave up another half-dozen free bars to other top-ranked dog shows, or whatever they are called. Bailout Nation. How greed and easy money collapsed Wall Street and shook the world economy. No one knows. No one knows. Tapestry. What is plagiarism? A research paper is an entirely new work, one you create, one that can only be found on the pages you write. "9 minutes on Monday, the quick and easy way to go from manager to leader." Minute 7, what can I do to make my team stickier this week? When the troll got home and laid eyes on what she had in the sack, she was beside herself with rage. A trait is what a trait. A trait is a particular characteristic that organisms have. Who moved my cheese? An amazing way to deal with change in your work and in your life. He offered him piece of new cheese but was turned down. A strategic and tactical approach to global business ethics. Rules have been set down defining the minimum age for child labor and the hours children can work. Chicken soup for the entrepreneur's soul, advice and inspiration for fulfilling dreams. 2 points for passion. Change leadership, developing a change-adapted organization. Failure to do so will result in project like the metaphorical plate coming crashing down. Yeah, generals well-bred gentleman. Lee was born on the family estate of Stratford in Westmoreland County, Virginia, the son of Harry Lighthouse Harry Lee. The executive jungle. Probing various aspects of his personality, I found him quite emotionally unstable. The dip, the extraordinary benefits of knowing when to quit and when to stick. Being better than 98% of the competition used to be fine. From lost to found on the Pacific Crest Trail. I checked my short pocket for errant frogs. Holacracy, the new management system for a rapidly changing world. You needed to take the whole package at once to get its true benefits. Brand portfolio strategy, creating differentiation. The name of the Quattro was separated from Audi on the car. The difference. how anyone can prosper in even the tough times. Discover the 7 traits you can't succeed without. The list goes on. Talk like the TED, the 9 public speaking secrets of the world's top minds. Body language makes a world of difference. The Open Mastered Sun. They were all the standard portals. Austin, San Antonio, and the Hill Country. At the Austin Farmers Market, Mohave County, Colorado River area. Did you forget the flowers? American history. Don't know much about. Then the Soviet switched to the Allies. The next America, boomers, millennials, and the looming generational showdown. However, global increases in old age dependency are balanced by steep decline in the child dependence ratio. How they got into Harvard. 50 successful applicants share 8 key strategies for getting into the college of your choice. If you've never heard Gina Chung speak, you'd never guess who she was loud. Make your kid a money genius, even if you are not. The less that the couple has at the outset, the less stress on the marriage. The politically incorrect guide to American history. You think you know American history, but did you know hundreds of American liberals had secret ties to the Soviet? Why the cover-up? Conquest cite one communist as saying that the Soviet Union could hope to attract support around the world for its Marxist system only if the human cost of its policies were kept from the public eye. You have to break some eggs to make an omelet, you see. Abnormal breeding. More about USA, a cultural leader. Yeah, the natives knew the wolf was a great hunter. Chromosome. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, all of which carry genetic information. What about the big stuff? Finding strengths and moving forward when the stakes are high. Something else I discovered, particularly after meeting the woman who had lost her child, is that there are many things for which you can't fully prepare. The New Day Trader Advantage. Finally, a book I wish I had when I was still in the hedge fund game. Yeah, Stock Scouter was particularly smart about the Janko, having made it a 10 and a top pick starting in the summer of 2006. The language instinct, how the mind created the language. He has all his marbles, language organ and grammar genes. Asset Protection 101, Tax and Legal Strategies of the Rich. The simple truth is that you can own just about any type of asset in your retirement plan. Reinventing the body, resurrecting the soul, how to create the new you. He shook his head. Not always, but each one fit the moment. It was very personal, speaking directly to my situation. Mistakes I made at work. 25 influential women reflect on what they got out of getting it wrong. Lessons I've learned. It's very tempting to settle for security. Leadership Code. Lessons I've learned from a lifetime of leading. The secret to a good meeting is the meeting before the meeting. Anyone who has spent a lot of time in meetings knows that a meeting may take the minutes, but it usually wastes hours. Thinking is best, making smarter decisions when you don't have all the facts. The clerks over the years have played an increasingly important role in helping the justice with their intellectual workload, discussing details of cases and drafting initial version of opinions. Early Bird, a memoir of a premature retirement. I told her my book was exactly like a David book, and we have a date next week. The Roasted Colony. It was revenge he was after. 50 Success Classic, Winning Wisdom for Work and Life, from 50 Landmark the book. 1,000 years ago, no one could have predicted continental Europe's dominance. In a nutshell, genuine success is never an accident. The prosperous have a culture of progress that combine curiosity and persistent application. Yeah, balancing work and life. Proven strategies from successful practitioners. How will you measure your life? Keeping talented women on the road to success. Plus, how to tell if you are working too hard. 5 rules for effective part-time schedule. Recognition from one's company or boss, the best way to pay high quality colleagues. Attitude, Add to that profusion of art, and you have a refreshing change from the acres of cubicles that dominate much corporate real estate. Study skills, when you needed to know and how to do it. Spelling and punctuation. Have you corrected all typos? Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Simple ways to keep the little things from taking over your life. Be flexible with the changes in your plans. Once I get something in my mind, it can be tricky to let go of it and go with the flow. Management of the communication give you all the practical solution and the tools you need to master the art and the science of communication. Audience, CEO, or similar key message. Good news. Project delivered on time with the budget, with the added efficiency and the projected savings of $3.5 billion over 3 years. When you prepare the key messages for every communication, always ask, have you supported your message with example and facts?